Hey, and welcome back to my channel. So for today's book review, we're going to talk about the book Vicious by L.J. Shen. So this book, I was just at Walmart looking at books. I was looking for a specific book, and I saw this book, and of course the pink got my attention. Pink and black, we love that. And picked it up, read the back, and I was like, that seems like a good story. Like, I want to read that. So that's how I ended up grabbing this book. It wasn't like something I saw online like some of the other books. It was literally like I saw it in the store. I was intrigued by the cover, read the back, sounded interesting, and I grabbed it. So we're going to talk about it. But first, let's go ahead and read the back. So it says, they say love and hate are the same feelings experienced under different circumstances. And it's true. The man who comes to Amelia LeBlanc in her dreams also haunts her in her nightmares. Baron Vicious Spencer is a brilliant lawyer, a skilled criminal, a beautiful liar, a bully and a savior, a monster and a liar. And since her mom was the live-in caretaker for his family's estate in high school, there was no escaping his wrath, until she had no other choice. To Vicious, Amelia is completely off limits, a starving artist, his best friend's ex-girlfriend, pretty and evasive as a cherry blossom. When they were younger, she barged into his life unannounced and turned everything upside down. She discovered his darkest secret, and he made her pay the price. Drove her out of town, hated and wanted her in equal measures. It should deter him from chasing her to New York a decade later, but it doesn't. So she still hates him. Big deal. She'll have to get used to him. Because this time, he isn't going anywhere, unless he's taking her with him. And it also includes the prequel to this book, which is called Defy, which I'll read a brief description about here since it's on the back. When young teacher Melody Green accepts a job at All Saints High, she is surprised to find 18-year-old quarterback Jamie Followhill is determined to make her his. Lines begin to blur when Mel, who plays by the rules, falls for Jamie, who's sure she's his endgame. So, this is a Sinners of Saint series book number 1. I wasn't sure what to expect when I picked up this book. Like I said, I didn't get a recommendation like I have with other books. And it's not by an author that I've read previously, at least I don't think so. So it was definitely different. Let's see. Because this one is put out by Bloom Books Publishing. It does come with a playlist, and it does have a little note about cherry blossoms, because Amelia is like obsessed with cherry blossoms. She doodles them everywhere. She has them everywhere, like in her room. She draws them everywhere. Okay. So it's a bit of a dark romance. Definitely enemies to lovers kind of a thing. Very spicy. I will say that the character development in this book is very well written, especially for Vicious. The Vicious you meet at the beginning of the book is not quite the same as the Vicious you meet at the end of the book. He comes to a lot of realizations about what he wants in his life, and just how he wants things to be, and he really grows up in a sense. So you meet them when they're in high school, and then later on they're like in their early 20s, long enough for him to have graduated law school because he becomes a lawyer. So, you know, long enough for that to happen. I also think that, you know, I try not to spoil too much in my video book reviews, but I do think, you know, he pays her money to run her out of town, to get her out of town so that he doesn't have to face her anymore, right? And of course he comes from a very, very wealthy family, and, you know, years later he's working as a lawyer. He's gone to school, he's working as a lawyer, bringing in them bucks. Meanwhile, she is sharing an apartment with her sister. Both of them, well, she had gone to school. Her sister was going to, I don't know if she had gone to school, but she's not in college, but her sister was in school. So her sister was like living with her, so they were kind of sharing a place. And her sister has cystic fibrosis, so she gets very, very sick. Like, when she gets sick, she's extremely, extremely sick. And so she basically has to take care of her and her sister, and she's barely making enough money to make ends meet. And I have to say, it's a brilliant take on not entitlement, but on privilege, on wealth privilege, because even though, you know, Vicious is not that great of a person, and he's done some very questionable things, and he's broken the law multiple times, and he's done all of this stuff, he's still able to go to college, and he ends up getting a degree, becoming a lawyer, and making enough money to more than support himself. Meanwhile, Amelia, who plays by the rules, and she's always done things, you know, tried to do things in like the right way, and she's a better person, definitely, than he is, and has somebody that she has to take care of. She has to work like multiple jobs just to be able to afford the very basics. And there are times when she had to go without food so that her sister could eat. So it's very touching in that respect. I will say, when I started reading the book, I told Jason that I was not into it. I was like, this is not what I thought it was going to be. This is just not, I'm just not into it. I tried it when I hit that spot in a book. I do try to keep going because I don't like to DNF books. I really don't. So, I mean, if it gets to the point where I'm just not interested, like I'm, you know, I'm reading, but like I'm daydreaming, I'm, you know, thinking about anything else, then yeah, you might want to put it down, or, you know, put it down and read it up, pick it up, back up later. But, I was able to actually get into this book, and I have to say, I have already bought the second book in this series. I will be probably, I don't want to say, you know, that I will for sure be reading all the books in the series, but based on this book, I will probably read all the books in the series. So I'm very anxious to do that. So yeah, I have to say, you know, pink and black, especially a neon color, is a great way to get my attention. And all 4 covers are like black with different neon colors. It's very much a bad boy falls in love with the good girl and doesn't want to admit it to himself or to anybody else. You know, the fact that his friend ends up dating her while he's obsessed with her. Like, everybody knows that he's obsessed with her. Everybody knows that he fancies her. It's just that he won't say that he fancies her. He's just like, he hates her kind of a thing. He says that he just doesn't like her or whatever. And, you know, it's a very good book. I really enjoyed reading this. I was very sad when it ended. I cannot wait to pick up the second book and read the next one. They have like, let's see, this book came out first published in 2016 and then again in 2024, 348 pages, I can't read my own writing, 342 pages, 28 chapters plus an epilogue and a bonus chapter, plus they have, I think like 15 chapters is about Defy, which is the prequel, which you can get on Amazon for $10. It's a very cute little novel. It's about, which also comes with a playlist and a note. It's about Vicious's friend, Jamie, and how he falls in love with his lit teacher, and how their relationship comes to be, which they're kind of in the background the rest of this book. So it was interesting to read from her point of view, because she's 26 and she's teaching at a high school, and he's 18 and he starts coming on to her, of course, and there's 4 of them, and they all come from really rich families, so they get away with a lot more than they should. And it doesn't help that Jamie's mother is the principal of the high school, so there's a lot of little twisty turnies in there. Vicious has his own backstory. I don't want to, you know, victim blame or like defend the villain, but there are reasons why he is the way he is, and I think, you know, I can't speak for everybody, but I think when a lot of us get defensive, it's because we feel attacked in some way, and I think that's learned in childhood, and I think some of the things that he went through as a child definitely told him that he couldn't trust people, so he puts on this hard shell, this hard outer exterior to push people away, basically so that he can push them away before they can hurt him, kind of a thing. So, like I said, this book is very spicy, a lot of spice, a lot of high school spice, which shocked me, honestly. I'm still a little shocked about that, but I really liked this book. I rated this book, I'm going to rate it 4 out of 5 stars. I do highly recommend this. If you like dark romances, if you like enemies to lovers kind of a thing, or enemies to friends, this is definitely a book for you. If you like books that have some extreme characters that kind of grow just a little bit. Now, he doesn't start the book being like super, super mean. And the end of the book, he's just a saint, like an angel. No, that's not the way it ends. But he starts being like super mean and super hostile. And then, you know, he kind of eases up. He warms up a little bit as he realizes his thoughts and feelings towards Amelia. So, yeah. There is some graphic, like, well, the spiciness is kind of graphic. There is some graphic violence that happens in here, some graphic things. So do be aware of that. There's nothing like non-consensual anything in here. So, well, not between like the main characters. There are certain things that happen that are not consensual, but it's not like a sexual experience. But if you know, hearing about like abuse and neglect and things like that bother you, then you might want to take caution reading this book. But yeah, I am really happy that I picked this up. Obviously, like, I love this, and I see, like, this isn't something that you used to see a whole lot, and now, like, I watch these videos on TikTok, or not TikTok, I don't have TikTok, on Instagram of these books, and these, all kinds of books have the colored page ends, so I think that's very cool, but it definitely got my attention, and so I do recommend, with some caution. I can't wait to read the next one. Of course, I will review that. So if you have read this book, let me know what you think. Please don't put any spoilers in the comments. I will, of course, delete them. If you would like a more in-depth review, go on over to my website, beautifullyfearless.com. Find the link for my blog, and hopefully by the time I post this video, the blog review will be up. But I go a lot more in depth over there and talk about more things and just get into more things that actually happen. So that one, my blog definitely contains spoilers, but I try to keep it, you know, pretty spoiler free over here, because I feel like some things you could learn just by like reading the back. So, you know, but it's a very good book. It's not 5 out of 5, but it's definitely 4 out of 5. I can't wait to read more, and I don't know that I've read anything by L.J. Shen, but I'm very intrigued. I am very intrigued. I want to say by her writing. I don't know if it's a male or female, but yeah, she's a female. She lives in Florida with her husband, her 3 sons, and a disturbingly active imagination. Girl, same. I mean, I don't have 3 sons and I don't live in Florida, but same. But I do, like I said, highly recommend. If you like dark romance, you will probably really, really like this book. So let me know if you have read this. Let me know what you think of it in the comments below. Let me know of any other dark romances or book talk books that you have seen, because I am not on the Tiki-Taki. I don't partake in that. So if there's anything you want me to read that you think I might like, just go ahead and put it in the comments. Yeah. Don't forget to go follow me over on the Instagram. Like this video if you like this video. Subscribe if you haven't already. Or it's laundry day. Subscribe if you haven't already. Ring that bell icon to get notified whenever I upload a new video, because you never know what kind of content is going to pop up over here on this channel. I thank you all so much for watching. I love you all very, very much, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!